Hi, everybody. Listen, I'm just really mindful of what a historic time this is for our country right now. Not only with the Electoral College voting yesterday um, and moving us a step closer toward a general acceptance of reality. Regardless of which side you vote on, there has to come a time where we accept reality. And we've seen it in many elections in our lifetimes, those of us who are of a certain age, going back through our whole lifetimes. Certainly there were some notable points along the way, like 2000 with Bush v. Gore, and 2016, where there was, again, there was an electoral college win, but not a popular vote win. But this year's been unlike any other in my memory, and I'm sure in yours, as far as the rancor and the upset and all that's entailed. So we've turned a corner legally, and I want to lift up the fact that our institutions held, and we can celebrate. And there was a lot to celebrate yesterday. There was the fact that that the institutions held, that with 50 plus cases that were brought to try to overturn a popular vote, the court system, bipartisan, Republican appointed, Democrat appointed, the legal system held. It held us in the center. The Constitution worked. And we never know if it's going to work until you're in a time of crisis, and this has been a severe crisis. I don't know that it's over yet, but at least we've moved to the next phase. And so far, everything has held, and I feel a little sense of relief and joy about that. I hope you do too, to know that, boy, what those guys created, and I think they were all guys, created, in the late 18th century when they wrote the U.S. Constitution and the Federalist Papers and all of those seminal documents in our history, that they worked. Of course, it took some amendments to make them work, and it's not perfect. And we're still striving to form a more perfect union and to bring about racial equity, and where every person has the right to pursue life, liberty, and happiness. The right for everyone to be heard. But let's not lose the moments when we can celebrate. And yesterday was one of those because everything held tight. The other reason was for the rollout of the vaccines. I have never seen anything like this in my life. I know you haven't either. I want to caution people who think, this developed too fast. They've only had, 10 months or whatever. No, they have not. Let's remember that the coronavirus has been around, and we've been researching it for 19, 20 years, something like that, because it is the cause of SARS and other diseases that have surfaced in epidemics around the world, not a pandemic, but epidemics around the world. And so scientists have been working on this, and the fact that they could pull everything together in 10 months or something, once they had the map of the genome, I think, wasn't that forthcoming, I think, from China in maybe January? Was it December or January? At any rate, it's a Herculean effort for sure, but don't diminish it thinking it can't possibly be safe because it came about so fast. It was built on the research of the last 19 years, and yay that we do that. Yay for science that we do that. Those of you who ask me about science and religion, my answer is yes. Do you believe in science or religion? Yes. I believe that they are linked, and I believe that they are both trying to explain the inexplicable, although science would say that more is explicable than perhaps religion would. I believe that God created scientists and gave them the calling to pursue these things, and gave them the mind and the ability to do that. And I think that some scientists recognize there's a real crossover, especially when you get into, quantum physics and holographic universes and those kinds of things. You've heard me say before that I think the Bible is just trying to explain the inexplicable, in or describe the indescribable in language that was common to a time. And I think in its own way, that's what science does. And I relish both. It's not either or in my life. I don't think it is for many of you. And so I really, really celebrate that there's a lift of hope because the vaccine is out and we're starting to see people receive it, and it'll just be full speed ahead from here. A thrill of hope. The weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. And I just wanted to lift that up. I think it's important for us to give thanks for the processes, for the people, for the developments that have been made, for the breakthroughs, and for the persistence. I give thanks for all of those. I trust that you will too. Feel good today. We have a lot to feel good about. It's not total, it's not perfect. So we'll take the victories where we can. We'll take the hope where we can get it, and let it carry us through to the next point of hope, whatever that's going to be in your life or in the life of our nation. All right, thanks for joining me for this kind of brief, but I think important prayerful pause with the pastor. I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York, and we'll see you next time. Continue to be safe. Look for the hope, because it's all around us. We just have to find it and then believe in it. All right? And the greatest hope of all is going to be born, next week into our hearts and minds again in a new way, I hope. I think. I hope. Did you hear that? I do have hope. I have hope for the nation. I have hope for us individually. I have hope for the church. I have hope for humanity. It doesn't mean it's going to be an easy journey. It's a slog, and it's a spiral journey, and we circle back around and take incremental steps, but we keep going. All right, everybody. Have a great day. Till next time. See you later. Bye for now. God bless.